What is up, guys, gals, gamers, and everybody in between, like the great ancestral fish of the Great Barrier Reef? It is me, Josh, aka Proxy, bringing you some For Honor today on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Would love to know what you think of it in the comment section below, and also don't forget to drop a like if you ultimately enjoy this video, and why not subscribe for more For Honor content in the future, because I got this game on release, and I'm trying to play as much of it as possible before I end up trying to pull my hair out and look like Homer Simpson, because it's kind of interesting, actually. As you already know, I did quite a few videos of For Honor from the closed and open beta, and I really enjoyed it. I actually thought it was a really, really good time, and it was this really interesting thing of that I got so hooked to it that I thought it might have actually been my early kind of game of 2017. But then the full release came out, and that was only about, what, 2 to 3 days ago, and something interesting has happened. Something that I don't think anybody kind of expected, and that is that everyone kind of ended up falling out of it. Because this was the thing, everybody loved the open beta, everybody loved the closed beta, so many people were excited about the potential of the multiplayer of For Honor, along with the campaign. As you already know from the video I released earlier, I really like the campaign. I've just nearly finished the Viking chapter, and we just ended up storming like a samurai castle, which is such a cool combination, knowing that you're actually playing as Vikings, fighting samurai and knights. Awesome idea, really cool concept, and obviously you could build on that as well as, say, like Spartans and anything. I mean, any kind of like historical figure has a really awesome template to be built into the art of war kind of like gameplay mechanics and stuff, but the point is that something happened in between the open beta, which happened about 3 to 4 days before the final release, and of course the final release of the game. Now, with the final release of the game, they ended up kind of like changing a few things. They've made it so the game is a little bit more clunky, a little bit more tanky, and it's kind of worrying to see this, because I really like the open beta. I really love the closed beta, and so it was this thing where that build of the game was so awesome, so cool, and I just do not know what they did. You may notice as well the little bit of lag going on here and stuff. This is completely prevalent throughout the entirety of the launch of For Honor, which is very worrying because we saw this in the closed beta, the open beta, and it's this thing where you hope that through all of that like public testing that they may have actually got their like hands sorted with this kind of thing, this problem, this issue, but they didn't. It's actually a massive nightmare playing this game, and because and this is the thing where you might actually agree with it, you might disagree with it, but the game doesn't actually have dedicated servers. This is something that a lot of people have kind of cried out for, because generally in this day and age, especially since you're playing for online multiplayer, you expect kind of like supported multiplayer experiences. You know, you expect for the multiplayer servers, for just multiplayer in general, to be a smooth, awesome kind of thing to have a play around in, and you don't want it to be one of these things where you are putting all this time into a match. Say if you are putting in like 50 minutes, say if it is Titanfall or Battlefield can go on for about 20 to 30 minutes, right, depending on the mode that you play, but then say like the server crashes, everything just breaks. You know, this is one of those things where then you end up losing all that time, all that progress, and it makes you feel annoyed, it makes you feel angry, and something that's actually a bit of a downside when it comes to For Honor is that they've ended up doing that. They've ended up making it so that the game is actually really laggy at times, and you've seen some videos of me posted by me that has that kind of like evidence, and it's just really sad and worrying that this is going to be what For Honor is. And the reason for that is that they decided that they don't have dedicated servers, they want to have peer-to-peer. Now this is something that we've seen in other games, kind of like, say, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, and it's been going on since like Call of Duty. As we already know, Call of Duty's also gone down the route of peer-to-peer as well, and it's not a good thing, because obviously that means that if the host leaves, then it affects the experience for everybody else. And so, as you've been seeing, it messes with the gameplay. If you are in the middle of a fight in For Honor, the whole point of this game is to fight people one-to-one, to have that one-to-one combat experience where it has to be smooth, where it has to complement the gameplay mechanics. If that does not work, then your game breaks. It breaks to its core in its immense simplicity. And that is something that has happened with For Honor, and it's just not a good feeling to have, especially when you put so much money into a game where it is multiplayer focused. And I don't know, it's just really saddening, because I do like the series. Well, if you want to class it as a series, I see this as the beginning of maybe a beautiful series, because the game plays wonderfully offline. Like, if you play the campaign mode, the gameplay is just so smooth, so awesome, what you would expect, but there is just something wrong with the multiplayer. There's just something going on. I don't know if anybody else can agree with this concept, and believe if you've actually had any similar experiences, but things like people dropping out, rage quitting. Rage quitting is such an immense kind of like thing in For Honor, and the fact that Ubisoft didn't really catch onto it in, say, the closed and open beta is really odd, because it was happening a lot in the closed and open beta, but they've kind of just ignored it. They've kind of just seen it and gone, you know, I mean, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I mean, why not punish people? We've seen this in other fighting games, say like Street Fighter and Tekken, where if you do quit, even say Injustice Gods Among Us, where if you quit a match in the middle, the person wins, but you get punished. And this game is so dedicated to having that kind of like fighter combat where you have to work as a team, and if you screw your entire team over, you're making them lose the game and putting all that effort into a game that is so difficult to try and master already, but then also having your opponents not have that experience as well, because you're making it so then they get affected by losing their time and their experience while playing the game as well. It punishes everybody. It punishes everybody except you because you're the one rage quitting. And so seeing it where people can just rage quit if they want is kind of annoying. It's kind of frustrating, and I kind of see why people are so annoyed about it. As we're going to see right here, look, it starts to get laggy. We're trying to have a fight, and then somebody decides to leave because obviously they got decapitated or they got a sword stuck up their butthole. But whatever. I mean, it's fine for them, right? And it's this thing where I've spent the last 3 days playing this game trying to get as much review footage as possible for when I get back to the UK, so I can make you some review videos and some editorials about this game, because I've been doing that with a lot of games at the moment while I've been here, because I don't really like making videos while I'm over here. But it's this thing where I've been trying my best to try and get you some really good gameplay combat, and it's been really difficult to do because a lot of the time the matches will just disconnect. A lot of people will leave, and it will actually affect people because it's generally one of those things where it is a 50-50 chance that either you will get disconnected or you will just have everybody just drop out. I actually had a match where because the host disconnected, it kicked everybody else out but me and another guy on my team, so we were just fighting AI. And it suffers. It makes everything suffer because it means that you end up losing a lot of your end game kind of like points and loot and experience for your character as well after spending so much time in the game, and you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure that every single second that you're playing a game, especially if you're doing something successfully in the game, that you're getting a reward out of it. And we're not seeing that at the moment in Foreign. Also, this guy here needs to be thrown off a ledge. This is something that you'll see a lot of in Foreign as well. There are so many little things, such odd occurrences where people get so frustrated. Like, one thing I would never expected to see was to see ledge throwing to be such an immense part of this game. You thought that like this combat was supposed to be the main part of Foreigner. Ledge throwing is the bigger one. So many people will do guard break and throw you that it is just, it's like a daily occurrence. I hope that people in the 16th century and stuff didn't do it that much. I assume they didn't do it that much, but it is one of those things where it is so easy to do a ledge throw in this game, but also really difficult to counter it. It's so odd because one thing they ended up doing in For Honor's open beta and closed beta was they ended up giving you a really good open window for the guard break. So one thing you already know in the game is you can do something called a guard break, where you go up to an enemy, press square, and you can kind of stun them to get a free attack in. You might actually see me do it here against this, and I'm not too sure. I'm kind of wailing on him at the moment. He ended up trying to do one on me right there. So there, look, you see that right there? That is called a guard break. So a guard break basically stuns you, and I just did one to him as well, and it allows you to kind of get a free hit in on your enemy, or they get a free hit in on you. But if it's this thing where when they actually connect with you, you are supposed to have the chance to press square at that right moment where they touch your body, and you can kind of counter them. You can actually defend yourself and turn the tables and actually get a free hit in yourself. But they've ended up shortening the window in which you can counter. So it's one of these things where you have to be like really on the ball. You have to be drinking some serious caffeine or be on crack to even know when to do those guard break counters now, because the window is so small that it gets so frustrating that if you're fighting someone on a bridge, if you're fighting someone on a ledge, they have the chance to just throw you off it. Like if you're fighting one of the heavier classes in the game, like say the Shungoki or the Lawmaker, they have the easy chance of just chucking you off because they have so much health. Or if you're playing as the Shungoki, you also, I don't call the Shungoki, I call Shungoku. I don't actually think they're related to Goku from Dragon Ball Z. That'd be really, really awesome. Maybe it is Goku and he's actually undergoing Super Saiyan, but got really fat. I'm not too sure. I mean, those Dragon Balls do look really, really big. He could have eaten one of them. They also look kind of like, I don't know, orange flavor. I don't know too sure. I'm gonna get my hopes up because I love orange flavored stuff. But it is this thing where these characters are quite unbalanced because of the way that they've ended up balancing, in their opinion, the game for the final release. Ubisoft have done some really odd stuff because obviously the last three characters in the game, which were the Shungoki, Goku, whatever, and the Lawmaker, and finally the Valkyrie, were not playable in the closed or open beta, and so it was one of these things where the public didn't get to try it, didn't get to give that feedback, and so because of that, it means that they have not been balanced. It means that they don't really kind of work well with the other characters, or at least work well against the other characters. They're actually a lot more powerful, and it's kind of odd, and it's one of these things as well where they've ended up nerfing a lot of the characters too, like the Warden's actually lost a lot of damage impact as well, which is very, very sad, along with health, which is something very weird too, so he's kind of like an Orochi now, and I love the Warden. The Warden is one of my favorite characters along with the Kensei, as you know. I love the Kensei stuff along with the Warden. Two of my favorites, Samurai and Knight. Not the biggest fan of the Vikings at the moment. I feel like there is a little something weird going on with them as well, but the balance of the game is so all over the place at the moment, and it's kind of a shame to see that, because obviously For Honor should be all about the balance. It is a new way of a fighting game. It's kind of like Infinity Blade on the mobile phone, yet a third-person hack-and-slash brawler fighter, kind of like Street Fighter with different combos and stuff, but also having this really new game mechanic. It's so weird, but so cool. It has so much potential. But what we're seeing at launch is very worrying, especially since your open beta played way better than the final release, which is also really odd to say, because generally games don't do that. You'd have thought this would have been kind of like Rainbow Six, where the open beta was alright, but there was obviously needing some improvement, and they obviously improved on it, and so hopefully, like Rainbow Six Siege, they will come back to this game and actually fix it properly, because the developers are completely ignoring the community right now, and it's very, very worrying. But I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. This was 16 kills to 3 deaths in For Honor on the PlayStation 4 Pro, playing as the Warden. We'd love to know your opinions in the comments below, what you thought of this game. I would love to know everything, because I will spotlight your comments. But it's been me, Josh, aka Proxy, bringing you some For Honor on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and I will see you all next time. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed this video and want to subscribe for more For Honor gameplay in the future. But